Hey there, happy Saturday there, it's me, Curiosity Trader. Hopefully having a great trading month. It's been about 2 weeks, I think, or probably a week or so since I've done a last video lesson for y'all. Hopefully you're doing well, alright? Just gonna go over some things in the overall markets. Right now, the markets are on a downtrend, okay? But first and foremost, I always say in every video lesson I do, all this is for educational only, okay? I want you to learn something from it if you can, take something away from me. But please don't copy what I do. Take something away from it, okay? I'm not an elite trader yet. All these are kind of geared towards those who are learning, and hopefully you can learn something from me already. But first and foremost, remember that 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. It's your job as a trader to really understand when is the best time to trade and when is the best time not to trade. And always remember that you don't have to trade every day, okay? Sometimes the best position is having none. Alrighty? And recently, I always been saying, like, we've been in this uptrend, and ever since really pretty much COVID, what I've always realized is the best money is made after times of a V-shaped recovery, in a sense. Those are the best opportunities because those lead to months of rallies, and those are the great times the market offers good setups on the swing side and day trading, I suppose. But right now, everyone's all worried because right now, obviously, the geopolitical sphere, we're in war with Iran right now, and again, I'm not sure what's going to happen. You don't really need to know what's going to happen. Just follow guidelines. You want to trade in a market whenever it's rising, right? And whenever these moving averages are declining, that marks a momentum shift. I'm not saying we're going to go to freaking back down to these levels. No. Just understand after every V-shaped recovery, there's going to be a nice rally. So hopefully we get lower. A crack of 47,000 would be ideal, but we'll see what happens. Just always remember that, as well with the NASDAQ as well. Same type of concept. But just remember, 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. And some of the plays, which I'll go over here in a moment, like during COVID, they would have gone, right? But some plays that's what you're going to notice. Like sometimes, whenever there's market weakness, some of the setups don't go as well as if the market was in a solid uptrend. Okay, that's where you have to understand that sometimes it just has to happen that way. It's what's the word for it? I lost the word. But the markets do matter, okay? So first and foremost as well, you want to focus on things that are moving, and if you've been living under a rock, you pretty much don't know, but we're in war with Iran. And those who don't know, Iran has a strait, and most of the time, roughly I think 25 to 30% of the oil comes from that field, that canal, and the strait rather. And pretty much I've been watching it. I've been watching the overall oil sector, and we had a nice rally. Pretty much, again, you always want to look towards the past. I always say this every time, okay? I've been around since 2018, right? And there's been a lot of oil sector runs, okay? This one, I'm sorry, take that back. There's been a lot of sector runs I've experienced, okay? As in the Bitcoin, as in the weed, in, cybersecurity, the Bitcoin mania, I think I mentioned that, the COVID, and, the meme stocks. And recently this one, oil in 2022 with Ukraine and Russia. That was really 2 months. October, pretty much a year, of a solid uptrend in oil. And one thing I always pay attention to is volume. The volume on this run seems a lot different because, I don't know, it just does. And I was watching it, of course, and, always set price alerts and all these stuff. And you want to focus on things that are in a range. We always talk about this all the time on a channel, is you want to focus on stocks that are in a range, because the more times it rejects that level, but it's holding it, it's signs that it wants to go, okay? And we always say stocks move in stairs. So this is pretty much oil, as well with the oil futures as well. Use that as an indicator, okay? And within every sector run, there's going to be a sector leader. And if you have not, I'll attach to this video lesson. I did a video recap of the oil sector run 2022. It's on my YouTube page if no one believes me, but no one really watches them. That's fine, because again, I'm still up and coming. I understand that, but I have it on my YouTube page. Oil, I think it's oil sector run. That's what it's called. But it's like a 45-minute video lesson about me just talking about the oil back in that time frame. Yeah, 2022. It's pretty much the same shit, These are the rules. These are my rules. Play the hype, buy the rumor, sell the news, never go against the crowd, never say that the stock can't go higher, price action is king, be patient, wait for the trend to reverse. If you're trying to short, you don't have to try to catch the exact top. There's always going to be plenty of range on the downside. No FOMO, okay? So in a nutshell, a lot of things are going to be moving in a sector, right? With oil, and there's a lot. I'm going to go over them right now, but you want to focus on the ones with the highest ADR setup and the highest story. Yeah, that's really what you want in a theme. You want legs for it to go higher. And if you don't have like a scanner platform, you don't have to pay for it. Go to Finviz, it's free. Just go to pretty much descriptive, or go to screen or presets, oil EP, volume over 500K. And because you want to focus on stocks that are moving, and you just focus on the ones with the most volume, and you look at the charts, and you'll see, okay? But the one with the highest ADR, and the one that I really nailed the most was BATL. ADR is roughly 31%, very high ADR. Again, I want to say this one more time, okay? Once you master the art of learning how to read charts, you're going to be set for the rest of your life, okay? I always say this in every video lesson I do, keep a database of stocks, okay? I was on this, if you don't believe me, I was on this before it even broke out, okay? I was on this before it even broke out, and when it did, it got long. Of course, I didn't held the entire way because I didn't think this is going to go to freaking supernova, but this is a constant themes. And here's one thing, in a theme sector, you have to let things run, because if you sell too early, you can leave a lot on the table. I'm not saying hold and hope and like have diamond hands. No, trail it, and that's what I've been doing, and I mean right now I had a good first trade on it. Recently, track trades, I had a good first trade on it. Which was it? Yes, it was a swing trade, pretty much. These are one trade. I had to do it separate because I had transactions, but it was a good trade. Like I think 19, I think. But now it's kind of in a range. I think during COVID this would have gone higher, but I mean it's building these ranges. This is what you want to see on a stock chart. It's building its ranges, and let it do its thing. I'm watching it for next week. I don't think this is done by any means. I just don't see this being done. If it does fade sub 20, that's a key level. This $20 mark is a very key level. But again, look how many times it wants to test that daily level. It tried and it failed, but I'm still watching it. Most stocks just don't go straight down. We'll see. It's a backlist play. I did try getting long this past Friday over this level, opening range highs, and it stopped me out. I was aiming for that potential, high day break over this level, and I got long, and it didn't do it. I stopped out. No big deal. Again, you always take a setup. Always have an entry. Always have a stop. Always have. That's really all that matters. Your best friend is your stop. All right. But I'm watching it. If it holds $20, then let it build its range. Another one which I am watching is TURB. This one as well, same type of ordeal. Make the big initial first green day move. really 2 days. Pullback first red day, then had that nice clean opening range break, really off the 10-day on the moving averages. And this one I did quite a bit. Here's my problem. I've been using too tight of a stop loss, and it's kind of making me mad because I'm on the right track with this stuff, I'm on the right track, I would say. Well, no, I am on the right track. I take paper cut losses along the way up, if that makes any sense. Because when I nail it pretty good. But you see how I'm taking these small losses on it beforehand, and where's that's a good buy. 240 is an elite buy. I'm buying it right as it breaks out the range, But the problem is I've been getting too faked out, and that's been an issue with me. You have to use a low of day. There is no reason for me to sell this position. I was wanting, when I bought it and the opening range highs, I was wanting this move now, but I understand stocks move in stairs. Okay, think big picture, and that's been something that's been being an occurring issue right now. I'm working on it. But here's one thing I want to tell you. If you go into a stock and if you lose, right, well, it's not really a loss. If the setup doesn't work out, if it sets up again, you have to take the trade. You have to take the trade because the market does not care. You have to take it. And I took 1, 2, 3, 4 losses in a row on this particular stock. Okay? 4. Before I had the nice solid 2 wins. Okay? Yeah, sometimes it can be demoralizing, right? But you have to understand, you want to treat every trade as an independent trade. You want to think in terms of series of trades. Don't let one trade from the past dictate your future. It's just a trade. Your goal is to be in it, That's your goal. And whenever I got stopped out of those trades, I was watching it. And I took part in the after hour move. Kind of like a downward flag. All these range breaks, It's very, very choppy right now. That's one thing I want to tell you. This market's very, it's so hard trying to find you have to be the exact moment, find the exact entry. But it's one of those things I'm adapting to. So on this one I'm watching, again, all these theme plays are going to be on a backlist play. It's one of those things I keep on radar. Again, the best indicator of future momentum is the past. So always keep former runners on your backlist because former runners can run again. Okay? So that was that one. TPET was another one. I think on Friday I traded. Let me see. Well, I traded it multiple times. All of it, I lost. Let me see. TPET 3 trades. I lost on all 3 of them, sadly. So again, very choppy. Very, very choppy. Oil theme play for sure. They move in gaps. See how it gapped up? They didn't offer entry. And I guess the other best entry would have been off this 10-day bounce, But even then, it gave back most of its gains. So that's what I'm saying. You have to really lock in profits here on these day trades. Because what I'm aiming for is for I'm not aiming for 3 to 1. I'm aiming for multitude of risk. I'm aiming for to take 10 for 1, 20 to 1. But right now the market conditions are not favorable for that, so I have to understand to lock in the gains along the way. But who knows? Thursday was a nice opening range play, but I didn't protect on it. This past Friday I did. I was aiming for that potential range break. But I'm watching. It's still on backlist. As long as it holds these levels, of really 175, then I want to watch it. Other than that, it just, again, I want you to understand, as I'm going over these stocks, I have in my mind ranges and price alerts of what, if it get hit the scenario which I take. I don't just show up to the market trading randomly. No, I have a game plan, and that's what I want you to have, is whatever you're trying to trade, you want to have unless you're like a day trader, I guess. I don't know, you're looking at the tape. I'm a chartist. I look at things beforehand, I let things develop. You know, MOBX is one I'm watching as well. Look at this. It's building a range, okay? And one thing is always volume. Volume. It traded 1 billion shares on the first day. Over. And the volume, it's accumulation, I would say. And on this one as well, I took trades. I think I lost on all. I made some money on it, I think. MOBX, yes, roughly. See, that was a good trade. I'm not gonna. It was an opening range play. On that one, I think I gave some back though. I gotta update this. MOBX. I traded it 2 times. When was the other time? The other loss. See, I'm all over the place here. When was it? Tuesday? No, it was actually the EP day. I traded it. Yeah, the EP day I traded it. Let's go back here. I was somewhat chasing, but sometimes in a hot market you have to take advantage of it, you know? And I think, yeah, the first initial long I got on this is not great. I was chasing it. I'm not gonna lie to you. 98 cents. You're saying why are you buying? Again, my initial buy was right here, but I added to get my average up higher. But yes, you don't want to do this. You want to buy it at the range break. But we're in sector momentum. You know, and I saw a play, so I took my shot. Now we're just in a range. You know, and that first trade was a good solid win, by the way. But right now we're in a range. You know, see how we're in a range? We're in a range. We're in a range. So we'll see how this goes. I did trade this on. I think I traded it again. When was it? Well, the same day. I lost $20. I don't know. I haven't traded this since. I'm just watching it. You know, this 130 break in a heyday, that everyone got faked out, you know? Because, like, big picture, you know, I was aiming to buy this, you know, but it broke out pre-market. And it's one thing I don't really buy pre-market. If it was intraday, I think it would have had more, well, that's not, here we go, wrong one. It broke out kind of like, well, yeah, even that, like, the high is really not, it's 162 high, but I'm still watching it, for the range break, over 120, but we'll see. BATL, I already mentioned, I'm watching it over this really $24 level. I just don't think this is done yet. That's my personal opinion, but we'll see. EONR is another one. I pretty much lost quite a bit on this. And here's one thing I want to tell you. You know, I had this week alone, I had 9 wins, 22 losses. Okay? But my win rate is 29%. Again, here's one thing. You don't have to have a high win rate. You just want to make sure your wins outgo your losses. Okay? That's all it really means. Okay, you want to have a positive expectancy. Okay? And I just started doing this tracking stuff. So we'll see. 100 trades. We'll see how things go. I don't know. But EONR, I took pretty much a sizable loss, which I'm not proud of. I think it was, what was it about? What was it? No, it was okay. Well, no, I'm saying all over the place. TPET, I took a sizable loss, I think, on it. I don't know. I'm going over the place. But ENOR, I was aiming for that daily break, over 75 cents, and as you see here, it faded. And that's one thing I'm adapting to right now is this market. You know, again, 3 out of 4 stocks fall the overall market. We're just not in a breakout zone right now. I mean, the best time to buy breakouts is whenever the market's rising, and right now it's just not. You know, and I'm not saying to ignore this. I'm watching this for another potential setup, so that's on that one. But other than that, there's other plays. But I'm really watching PRSO for potential continuation. EDSA was a 5-star setup. I missed. This is my bread and butter, but I was focused on the theme plays. But it's whatever. TRUB watching for more continuation. TPED watching over 210 level for continuation. MOBX I'm watching for another potential range break over 120. BATL, same thing. I don't think it's done yet. If it fades, it fades. We'll see. You know. But yeah, that's really all. Again, just keep trading simple. Okay, you don't have to overcomplicate things. Again, within every sector, things can go a lot higher than you think they can go. You know, that's one thing I want to tell you. Things can go a lot higher than you think. So always keep that in mind, all right? But then every trade, I always say, always have a game plan. If you're trading randomly, then you're just going to get random results. Okay, have a set game plan. Have an edge. Have really an edge. You know, have a setup. Just master one setup. And it's really all you all have to do. Okay? But I'll see you next time.